Hi there, I'm Joy, and this is another IFS Parts Work Demonstration. If you do not know what IFS is, I encourage you to stop watching this and at least read a little description of IFS before you continue, or not, whatever you feel like doing. So, anyways, the reason that I'm doing this parts work session is because there's a part of me that noticed that I use a lot of filler words in YouTube videos and just in general. And I talked to this part a little bit earlier, and this part said that I also do things like, um, see, I just said, I also do things like speak with some vocal fries sometimes, like this is vocal fry. And sometimes my speech is a little bit choppy or like robotic. I pause at awkward moments. Um, See, there's that again. I trail off like that just now. See, there's all sorts of things. I could speak with more resonance through my head. Um, that sort of thing. I just said again. Oh, so now I'm like hyper. See, I just said like. I'm hyper aware of this tendency that I have. I say like, uh, you know. I think those are the main ones. In any case, there's a part of me that has pointed out that I do this and would like to stop. And see what what you don't know watching that is that I just added a little note to my list of I have a list of parts, and I just added a little note about this part that is pointing out the vocal fry and the filler words and that sort of thing. So this part's name is Amarillo, and there's another part that doesn't think that I should have to do that, that it's like a social norm not to do that kind of thing, and that it's like this part is being a manager and trying to get me to behave a certain way or like present myself a certain way, and that I prefer to be authentic and even flawed in my presentation because I'm a real person, and I think that people try too hard to be perfect, and that it's okay to be imperfect, and I shouldn't have to mask for the world. I can just be me. And I just blended a little bit with this part clearly as I was talking about this kind of thing. And I'm just kind of curious though, like why I even do that to start with. I'm wondering if there's a part that would like to come for. I'm getting some resistance about this. And a part saying, you haven't addressed my concerns about the, um, being perfectly imperfect and not needing to speak the way other people speak, and all of those themes that I was just talking about. Oh, this part wants to keep talking about that. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Okay, so just because a lot of the people on YouTube or public speakers or even in conversation, just because they don't use filler words that much or don't have vocal fry or anything like that. Ugh, I'm not wearing my microphone. Oh no. Let me see here. I wonder. I'm going to keep recording and just like hope that you can hear me in the first part of this. Oh no. That's sad. Okay. Well, here I go. though there's part of me that's very disappointed about that and wants to start over. There's another part pointing out, see, I'm getting a little flustered that there's not enough time because I have an appointment soon. And there's another part that just wants to start over, but probably won't be today. For some reason, there's a part of me that just like really wants to do this now. So I'm going to keep going and just hope that the sound quality is okay. All right. So to the part that doesn't like the criticism from the other part and wants to be able to just be me. It, there's part of me that's holding me back, thinking that's not self-talking. Okay, so I don't need a manager telling me what's self and what's not self. And that part stepping back, fine. um, and I also, okay, so I'd like to address this. I really am curious where these filler words came from. If there's a burden that's responsible for it, and if that part is interested, I'm getting resistance again. All right, so if my system isn't ready to explore this, then I won't explore it. It's just all there is to it. It's that simple. And there's another part that's like, no, I want to get this addressed. This is important. Why is it important though? To make better quality videos. The videos are fine the way they are. I mean, maybe there's going to be change and growth over time, but it's not like there's a problem with them. And it's okay to just keep doing it the way I'm doing it. I feel some frustration with that inside, and it's okay to be frustrated. And, maybe this will get addressed, and maybe it'll just stay this way forever, and that's okay too. This part is really frustrated with that idea. I'll address it as soon as the system is ready to address it. Fine. That's what I'm hearing. I do want to go back to the part. This is so interesting. I'm getting resistance about even going back to the part that doesn't want to feel the need to change, that doesn't want the criticism. Wow, so much resistance. I'm going to just sit with the resistance for a moment. And I want my system to know that I love every single part exactly the way that he or she or it is right now, has ever been in the past, or ever will be. And there's nothing that they can say or do to lose that love or to increase that love. It's 100% acceptance and love all the time, no matter what. So it doesn't really matter to me if there's vocal fry. It doesn't matter to me if any of these parts ever want to come forward again and speak. It's okay if not with me. And yeah, that's about it. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this. I am feeling a lot less dysregulated right now. I think maybe a part of me really needed to hear that that love is there. And I'm feeling resistance on that too. Apparently, it's just not time to go there yet. That's okay. It's totally fine. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Um, if you're watching and you were hoping to see resolution to this today, it's just not always like that with parts work. There are a lot of times when I start to ask about something and it's not okay with my system for me to like, well, they just don't want to go there for whatever reason. I say, okay. And I just let it go. And then, sometime down the road, maybe they're ready and, sometimes maybe not. And I mean, I think there's been times it has taken like years for the system to shift enough for a part to come forward. And like one of the very first parts that I met when I started IFS just carried the same burden. There was some unburdening, but like the core burden that was there for years. And then um, she was protecting an exile. I don't know if I want to call not an exile. I'm not even going to worry about the label, but there was another part that needed to be unburdened before the more surface part could be unburdened. And that's pretty typical. And that's okay. It's all okay. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes, if it goes anywhere. But for now, it just is what it is. So I use a lot of filler words, and that's okay. This is ending with some self acceptance here. Thank you for watching. Oh, I totally thought that I hit stop and I didn't. Okay, so now I'm hitting it for real.